What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a quick recap of the latest episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. One of you beautiful ladies in my comment section on another video asked me when I was going to do another recap, and I figured, why not? I think your name was Kay, by the way. Honestly, I took a little bit of a hiatus because I found that the season got really toxic, and I found myself feeling drained after watching episodes. So I decided, why not just jump back in the saddle and get into it? And of course, this episode was just as draining as the last one that I remember. I'm mainly just going to focus on Lisa Rinna and Denise's relationship in this recap because that was pretty much the entirety of the episode. So they're all at a dinner party. It's late evening, and Lisa Rinna just humiliates Denise in front of the entire group. Denise is trying to clarify some of the rumors that Brandi had spread. So first of all, it's that they had slept together. Denise is denying it, and the group is a little bit more suspicious of her right now because Sutton said that she had heard the same rumor in 2018. So, people were like, all right, well, it's more than one person hearing it. And Sutton clearly does not have anything against you. She's been defending you quite a bit. And she's now coming forward and saying that she heard about this rumor before any of us even heard about it. So how much can we trust Denise? Which I do think is a fair question. But again, I don't understand why these women are acting like they're personally impacted by whether or not Denise slept with Brandi. The second thing is that Brandi had said that Denise said a lot of nasty things about the women behind their back. So they're already not believing Denise too much because, these rumors had been around before. Brandi had even said anything. Sutton heard it from a different friend. And now here they are finding out that Denise and her were super close to the point where Denise felt like she could trust her enough to trash talk the other women, which I get. Listen, them being upset about that is quite fair. And them being suspicious of Denise at this point when she claims she didn't say anything is also quite fair. But Lisa Rinna has been Denise's friend for about 24 years, they say all the time. So you would think that this is something that she would do in a one-on-one scene with Denise before taking it to the group. Or if they're all going to talk about it in the group, you would think that she would not be the biggest attacker of her the way that, a friend would be. So the girls confront her about it. No one really yelled at her or anything. They just wanted answers. And Lisa Rinna was just in her face. She was like, you chose to be here, so you got to be here and you got to own it or leave. Just leave. And it was so mean to think that this is someone that outside of the show, she knows. I don't understand why Lisa just was on level 1000 while everyone else was on level 10 to 30. You know what I mean? The only people at the table who were, treating Denise as if they were even friends were Garcelle, who has been friends with her for over a decade, and Dorit, who hardly knows her. And Garcelle brought up a really good point. She was like, listen, why are you guys so quick to believe Brandi, someone you don't even really hang out with, over Denise, someone that you hang out with on a weekly basis, someone you're on vacation with right now? We're seeing her every single day. And this is not something that we do with Brandi. You guys rarely see that girl. So why are you so quick to believe the worst of someone that you say is your friend? And, none of the mean girls of Beverly Hills had any kind of a response to that. And I feel like that tells you everything you need to know about their motivations here. In a video I did yesterday, I talked about how these girls have all decided to form an alliance together to keep their own messy personal business off the show and just keep attacking people one by one. And it seems as though Dorit has broken away from the pack and decided to be on the right side of Beverly Hills history this time by saying that she believes Denise more than she believes Brandi. And mind you, Kyle was the first person to say something similar to what it is that Denise is saying. She was like, back in the day when Brandi told her that her husband didn't want her, blah, 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 she was like, Brandi just says whatever she can to tear people down and destroy their relationships, presumably because, she's got no one. She's lonely. She wants everyone to be alone and miserable the way that she is. So why is it that holds true when Brandi is talking about Kyle's family and Kyle's situation, but not when it comes to Denise's family and Denise's situation? It also was really shocking to me that Lisa Rinna could be so upset about Denise telling everybody that Brandy always talks about, like, you know, how she allegedly slept with this person, that person, and the other person. She's always claiming that, and that she's done that with other women in the group. And she didn't even name any kind of names. But Lisa acted like like Denise straight up called her out and claimed that Brandy said that about her. And it was not proportionate at all to what it was that Denise said. So it feels as though she just had a raging hard on for Denise and was going to try to take her down by any means necessary, regardless of what it was that Denise had to say. So at the dinner, no one but Dorit and Garcelle defends Denise. And so she realizes, wow, like this girl that I thought I had been genuine friends with for 20 plus years, you know, someone that I've supported, someone that I've defended endlessly. She really just sold me out. She does not care about me. So she cried, and it was really hard to watch her in the corner with her little sleeve just crying, and no one was checking in on her, not even her new allies, Dorit and Garcelle, which I found to be really curious. Lisa Rinna just stared at her, and, you know, all the girls decided to just call it a night and go home, go back to bed. Like Kyle and Dorit decided to hang out with each other a little bit, but that was about it for the night. And so the next day, Rinna and Denise sit down in the hotel to talk a little bit about what went down the night prior. And Denise straight up tells her, Lisa, I feel like you're a bad friend. Like, why are you constantly attacking me? Like, I defend you so many, like every single time people come after you, but you leave me high and dry. Like, why would you just yell at me in front of the whole group like that? And Lisa Rinna realizing, like, you know, that she is going to be dragged over the coals by the audience for another season, because this, like, ever since she's been on the show, she has, you know, taken it to very new lows, I will say. You know what I mean? Like, she has claimed that, like, you know, people were close to death. She just spreads really, really vicious rumors and does really nasty things to people. And so she is constantly being taken to task for it online. And now she's realizing that she cannot take the heat anymore, and she needs to clean up her image. So what she does is she pretends to cry for Denise. She was like, I feel so bad that I've been like a horrible friend. Like, I'm going to do better, blah, blah, blah. And it was just so self-serving and fake. Never fall for Lisa Rinna's tears. She is an actress. She knows how to turn on the waterworks just like that. Remember when Kim Richards brought her back the bunny and she said one single tear, you know, just for dramatic effect? Don't fall for the okie doke. Rinna is never crying for anybody but the camera, you know, but for herself. She never even really acknowledges like the exact things that Denise is telling her she does wrong. You know, she's telling her, you keep attacking me. And Rinna goes, I'm just trying to clear the air. Like, she never apologized. I'm sorry for yelling at you in front of a group of girls over something like so basic. I should have just asked you, or I should have just told you that I didn't like XYZ. You know, she just flips things around. And then, like, she, you know, to further flip things around, she goes, I didn't like that you said that Brandy says that she sleeps with the other girls too. What does that have to do with what Denise is telling you about being a bad friend? You have to listen to her and let her get her grievances out, you know, out there before you could even try to deflect the conversation. This is not about how you feel right now. It's about how your friend feels. And mind you, the thing that Denise said about Brandy, she never even personally pointed out Lisa Rinna. So for Lisa Rinna to act like, you know, she's comparing apples to apples there is just so disingenuous. It's not even funny. Lisa Rinna is so manipulative. Like, she's such a snake. I don't know how anybody can be friends with her. She would sell literally anybody out for some fame and some money. And we've already seen that in the form of her daughter, Amelia. And don't forget, if you go back and watch the scene, you'll notice that Lisa Rinna didn't even really start crying until Denise shut down her diversion attempt. It was when Lisa Rinna tried to divert the conversation over to Brandy again. And then Denise said, no, we're talking about how you mistreat me as a friend. That Lisa Rinna goes, damn, my, you know, trap card failed. It's time to activate the tears. And yeah, like I just cannot with this girl. Like, she just keeps manipulating poor Denise. And Denise starts to empathize with her, and she invites her to go to church with her. And Rinna's like, I would like that. I would like to go to church with you. I'd like that very much, you know, to try to rehab her image. But Lord knows, you know, she needs a lot more than church. The type of rumor that Lisa Rinna is trying to perpetuate about her friend of 20 plus years is not like a silly, like, you know, innocuous rumor. It is a home wrecking rumor, you know. Lisa Rinna Kyle Richards, Erica Girardi, Teddy Mellencamp, all these women are trying to have people believe that Denise Richards was cheating on her husband. You know, that is something that could destroy Denise's entire family. So that's why, like, watching Lisa Rinna try to manipulate her way out of the situation is so difficult. You know, like, I just feel so bad to watch someone be so heavily mistreated and manipulated by someone who does not genuinely care about them, especially knowing that this person genuinely cares about their manipulator. And I'm not even going to say that Lisa Rinna's tears were 100% fake. I do believe that there were some genuine reasons behind her tears. Number one is her realizing that, like, she's a horrible person and that the internet is going to keep on dragging her for it, and rightfully so. Number two, it might even be because, you know, her husband allegedly lives a completely separate life in Canada. And number three, she might even be realizing the negative impact that she's having on her daughter by thrusting her out into the spotlight to use her eating disorder as her own storyline for the season of the show. But above all, I think it might have to do with the Harry in Canada rumors that are spreading out there. Because listen, you know, if your house is breaking up, like, just look at Brandy. She wants everyone to be alone and miserable the way she is. So, you know, misery loves company. So if the rumors are true about Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin allegedly being secretly separated, it would make sense to me why she would, you know, love to see other women in that same position. Misery truly does love company. They don't say that for no reason. The next day, Lisa and Denise do end up going to church, and Sutton, Garcelle, and someone else also wind up coming as well, but they aren't able to get in because, you know, it's a tourist attraction, so they had to stay on the outside. They didn't even stay for a full service, I don't believe. And Lisa Rinna just goes straight back to her old ways. At the dinner the following night, Denise really tries to put it on the table. She tells the girls, listen, you girls have been behaving like mean girls to me. Every single time I see you, you keep bringing up and harping on the same thing. You keep ganging up on me, and I can't stand it. And so the girls, instead of realizing, oh my God, like, she is right, or, you know, like, we should stop harping on this thing that literally doesn't affect us anyway. Teddy tries to gaslight Denise. She goes, I don't think you should be calling us names, you know, like, you might be feeling however you're feeling, whatever, you're entitled to it, but, like, don't go calling us names. Now victimizing herself after she's been relentlessly attacking this woman. I don't think it's fair that you can keep bullying someone, and then when they stand up for themselves and say, stop being a bully, you, as a bully, feel like you have the right to tell them, don't label me. Really? Really? Like, after you've been begging for that mean girl crown, put it on and wear it, because that is exactly what you are, Teddy Mellencamp. And instead of siding with her friend, who she saw break down, you know, from the hurt that she was going through based on this group of women's actions, what does Lisa Rinna do? Lisa Rinna stays silent. Actually, no, she defends Teddy. She says, yeah, let's not label. Like, you know, like, these girls, we've been labeled on the internet, you know, a while. Then they show all the headlines about how everyone's talking about how mean they are, which they are. They gang up on people. She says, I don't want any labeling, you know? And I'm like, this is why I never will fall for Lisa Rinna's tears. They're never genuine. She does not have anybody's back besides her own, and she's already shown that. And that's not even like the last of it. Like, we see in a preview for next week's episode that Lisa Rinna is going to throw Denise under the bus in a conversation with Brandy. She's going to be like, well, Denise said you're a liar. And we've been seeing this consistently. Like, Denise tried to confront Lisa like a couple episodes ago, you know, already, about her mistreatment of her as a friend, her lack of loyalty. And Lisa Rinna tried to, like, act like she was, you know, generally going to support her. And what does she do? Turns around, runs back to the group of girls to keep on gossiping about her alleged friend. I truly hope that by the end of the season, Denise realizes that Lisa Rinna is not a true friend, and that she stops trying to have a genuine friendship with her, because it is truly not worth it to be friends with such a manipulative person like that, who takes pleasure and joy in your pain and suffering. By the way, what I forgot to mention about Lisa Rinna when I was giving examples of her taking the show to really, really low places and just being incredibly nasty, was what she did to Yolanda Hadid, you know, when she spread that Munchausen rumor about her. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, you guys, that's a recap of what went down on this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. But as usual, I'm more excited to hear what you have to say about everything. So please make sure to leave all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.